This ESPN Plus game is brought to you by Phillips 66. Next time you're empty, fill up with Conoco and Phillips 66 quality Pro Clean gasolines. By Polaris Ranger, hardest working, smoothest riding utility vehicle you can buy. And by Kelly Tires, a good deal on a great tire. Well, Stephen Bardo, I'm John Rooney, and this is Conference USA basketball. Southern Miss against Marquette at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And let's check out the starters for today's game between the Golden Eagles and Golden Eagles. 11 different players have had a chance to start at least one game for Larry Eustace as he's getting his program underway at Southern Miss. And you'll notice on the Marquette side, there's no Travis Diener, but we're told he is available to play today, along with Joe Chapman, who banged up a knee the last game.
You get to this point in the season, John, and you're going to go through a number of different players due to injury, due to fatigue, and so it doesn't really matter who starts the game. We'll see who's on the floor when it really counts.
Ryan Amoroso gets a start today for the Marquette Golden Eagles of Tom Crean. And there's Travis Diener. Diener out of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, a 6'1 senior, Mr. Everything for this program. And they need some activity from him. They need him on the floor. We're in the new month now. We're in February.
That's right.
And what's next? March Madness after that. And all of this leads us to the Conference USA tournament that will take place in Memphis. And then for many of these teams, and last year it was 6 making the NCAA field from Conference USA.
Great year for Conference USA, and we see it very similarly shaking out right now with a bunch of teams bunched right there at the top of the heat.
Forte was able to slap the ball to Caruth, and we're underway. Southern Miss in black, Marquette in gold. We hope you enjoy it today. Novak stepping out. Tarika Singleton is in the starting lineup. And a streak of 30 consecutive starts broke in the last game. This floater off the back iron, Caruth with the miss. And the rebound for Marcus Jackson. He's averaging 9 of those a game.
Southern Miss, John, is going to have to take very good shots because Marquette, with their size, could really dominate the glass this afternoon.
Amoroso had to alter his shot, and that's the idea early. We're told that Marquette wants to bring the ball low to the baseline. And that shot was altered by Townsend. Forte with the miss, and another Marquette rebound. Townsend this time. Townsend, number 1.
Good closeout that time on Novak. Singleton, knowing that Novak loves to catch and shoot.
Have a whistle off the ball and some activity at the baseline. And Tom Crean is the head coach at Marquette. How about the keys to the game for the Marquette Golden Eagles?
Well, we look at tempo and we look at Travis Diener. He's got to come in and really establish tempo with 20 points a game, and they have to crash the glass on the offensive, defensive glass right there. You see Novak hit the 3. And then they've got to guard the penetration of Southern Miss, John. Southern Miss loves to go one-on-one off the bounce. They're a smaller team with 4 guards in a lineup. They must defend the dribble penetration.
A 3-0 lead for Marquette. Now Southern Miss on the attack. Caruth, junior. Forte out front. This is Caruth. Coming down to 10 on the shot clock. Here's a steal by Jackson.
It's going to be tough for Forte to try to post up Amoroso. Big time size disadvantage right there on the block for Forte.
The Southern Miss head coach is Larry Eustace. His first year with this program, 270 wins as a college head coach. Here's 4 to 3 on the shot clock. Forte inside, let it go, and it would have counted. And a new shot clock. And Singleton is able to bring the ball back out when he turned it over. Wow. And the keys for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
Rashad Caruth has to have a career night. He's got to really stroke the rock, get in the 20-point range. And then Southern Miss must take care of the rock. Worst in Conference USA in assist to turnover ratio.
Your timing is good coming off that turnover.
And then they need someone else, Michael Ford or Singleton, to have a big scoring night in the double figures.
High speed low. Amoroso will be on the line. Mason with a nice wraparound pass. Found his man at the baseline. And Marquette will have a chance to score from the free throw line with a 3-0 lead.
Southern Miss is so thin up front to begin with. Ill afford foul trouble from Milden Ambrose.
That's his first of the day. Michael Ford has committed a foul. And Moroso with another free throw coming up for Marquette. 4-0 in favor of Marquette. A home game for the Marquette Golden Eagles. One thing we know today, the Golden Eagles will win. That's for sure.
That's true.
And we have a whistle at the baseline and violation, a lane violation.
They got Jason Forte in too soon on the box out.
5-4 lead for Marquette in the series history against Southern Miss. They had a game at Green Bay, Wisconsin. That was a home game to Southern Miss last year. Southern Miss won it.
And they made it count, didn't they?
Didn't they, though?
It was a shock to all of us when we saw it. Wow.
A technical foul has been called. And Novak will go to the line for Marquette. A technical foul. Larry Eustace is questioning the official who made the call. And Novak to the free throw line. He has another one coming. Novak is an 85% shooter.
Wow. Coach Stacey is livid on the sideline very early in the game to get a technical call. Got to adjust to the officiating, though. Whether you're a player or coach, you know, looks as though they're going to call it tight this afternoon.
That's a 7-0 lead for Marquette. Southern Miss inbounding. Here's Caruth. Up to Ford. Ford with the hanger, and he got the shot off the glass.
Nice move. Ford that time going with the left hand. Michael Ford, the 6'1" guard, doing a good job of creating off the dribble against the larger Damian Mason. Southern Miss playing that kind of defense Larry Eustace loves, John. Kneecap to kneecap, very physical, trying to force you out of what you want to do.
Jackson tried to find Amoroso cutting to the basket, and here comes Southern Miss. Ford, with all the contact, he still made the shot.
The Ford Bank of Hattiesburg, Mississippi is open this afternoon. Kind of early, too,
How about
John.
that? 7-4 now after a 7-0 lead by Marquette. There's Ambrose. Ambrose with the steal and the basket, and that was contested. That was some play.
Seems as though Southern Miss has picked up the intensity since Eustace received a technical foul.
It's funny how this game that works. It really does. Sometimes it puts a charge into a team like a 6-0 run for Southern Miss after Marquette got out to a 7-0 lead.
Well, to see competitiveness of the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. They're undersized. Don't appear to have the athletes that Marquette has, but they've come out, just as you said, on that 6-0 run and gotten themselves right back into the ball game.
Damian Mason quick into the lane. He scores, and wipe it out. It's a charge. And there's the defense you talked about. David Haywood took the charge. Mason commits his first foul today.
Solid defensive rotation from the weak side by David Haywood. Rotates right in Mason's pad and comes up with a big-time charge.
Here's Michael Ford into the front court. Caruth is yet to score. Marquette has turned the ball over 3 times now. 1 turnover for Southern Miss. Inside 16 minutes to go in the first half. And a 1-point game in Milwaukee.
You see Southern Miss is going to run a 3-out, 2-in offense.
Ford trying the move, the reverse. Just couldn't make anything happen.
Ford
Mason now.
Oh,
That's a dunk and a reach foul, a basket and one for Damian Mason.
boy, Damian Mason with a nasty hesitation dribble to the basket.
And quick as a hiccup. He gets the basket after the foul by Michael Ford. We'll be right back. In favor of Marquette hosting Southern Miss today in Milwaukee. Conference USA basketball presented by Kelly Tire. There's Larry Eustace. And February 5th and 6th, designated Coaches Against Cancer Awareness Weekend. The National Association of Basketball Coaches sent a memorandum to all Division I through Division III members asking coaches to wear sneakers to the game to show support for the CDC program. And Coaches Against Cancer That outfit has raised over $23 million for research and services. Just a wonderful cause. Damian Mason is on the free throw line, exploding to the basket for a dunk, and he was fouled. He can't connect for the three-point play. Nice rebound inside by Milton Ambrose.
See, Southern Miss really doesn't push the ball to the floor, although you might expect him to with the use of 4 guards basically in the lineup, John, but very methodical, like to get the ball into their half-court sets, and also their motion, three out, 2 in motion.
Marcus Jackson has already been a problem. Quick hands, denying passes. Just when one of the Southern Miss players thinks about making a pass, he slaps the ball away from him.
Marcus Jackson, unique ball player. Big guy at 6'8", 250, but one of the better ball handlers on the club for Marquette. Can break a press, rebounds very well, very unselfish ball player.
Haywood, and that's a shot clock violation. Forte didn't get the shot away in time, and a turnover for Southern Miss, giving Marquette the ball with a 3-point lead.
John Ford and Peru have to be screaming at him to tell him 5, 4. You got to count off the shot clock.
That was the second turnover for Southern Miss, and Marquette has committed 3 mistakes. Jackson pass to Mason, pick, and that's going to count. Marcus Jackson is on the scoreboard, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Just what we were talking about, Marcus Jackson, the big man with the ability to handle the basketball. You can run a different play with a guard setting the screen for Marcus Jackson. He has the ability to turn the corner, take the hit, and kiss it off the glass. Nice set play by Marquette, utilizing unique skills of Marcus Jackson. 2
fouls on Milton Ambrose. And this one is... There was a violation, a lane violation. And the ball goes over to Southern Miss as the players now pick up on the call.
Tell you what, Jason Forte, the 6'5" forward, really a guard pressed into playing forward, is having a hard time trying to keep Ryan Amoroso off the glass.
Missed by Caruth. Forte keeps the ball alive, and that's saved by David Haywood. Here's Ford, and that's short. Ambrose scores. Milton has 4 points.
Milton has really displayed the energy that's going to be needed for Southern Miss to be competitive this afternoon on the road.
Marcus Jackson stepping up. Number 1 is Todd Townsend. Townsend with the turnaround, draws the contact, and Eustachy can't believe it. He's upset by the call.
Eustachy's got to be careful. He's already got 1 technical. But I like Todd Townsend, John, that time. He has a definite height advantage at 6'7" over Caruth, 6'3", trying to guard him. He weighs his teammates away, gets into a sweet spot, draws a foul.
Townsend for the free throw line, an 83% shooter coming into the game today, and this one will be in play with 14-12 left in the first half.
Todd Townsend, a senior out of Chicago, coming out of high school. A lot was expected of this young man at 6'7". There's no glaring deficiencies to his game except for confidence. Never quite got that confidence he needed to blossom into the player Tom Crean expected him to be.
Townsend makes 1 of the free throws and a 13-8 lead. Joe Chapman is in the game, number 32, with Townsend going to the bench. Chapman has a sleeve or brace on his left knee. Here's Caruth. Jackson is staying with him. Haywood, really a good 3-point shooter, has been pressured at the 3-point line. Gets inside, though, and scores as he put a nice move on Damian Mason.
He really did, and was very patient with the dribble that time. Fought through a couple points of resistance from Mason. Was strong enough to maintain his handle and get to the glass.
Here's Jackson now to the baseline. Chapman. Turnaround, short off the glass. Way up by Michael Ford. Here's Caruth. Stopping and popping a 3.
You can see right now what Marquette's trying to do, John. They're trying to post up against Caruth. Everyone he's guarding. Caruth has a definite size mismatch. They haven't been able to take advantage thus far.
We have a tie ball game now at 13. Marquette got out to a 7-0 lead, then to 7-6. Here's Mason. And a blocking foul is called, with Mason moving in on David Haywood. Haywood's first foul.
Nice set play that time by Marquette, trying to free Mason up off of a double pick and roll. Gets to the hole and draws the foul.
Oh, that was close. Close to a charge. Mason is on the line. He scored 2 so far today. And he'll go for his 4th point. And here's Travis Diener. Missed the last 3 games with a foot injury, a stress fracture. Ryan Amoroso goes over to the bench. And Damian Mason has another free throw coming with 13 minutes to go in the first half, and Marquette up by 1.
And the crowd's reaction, John, even though Travis Diener's not 100%, when you have the crowd gives you that kind of warm response when you come into the game, that gives you a boost. That pain becomes a little less when you got the home crowd behind you.
Diener will watch David Haywood.
If I'm Southern Miss, though, I'm checking out who Diener's trying to guard. I'm trying to go at him to test and see what his mobility is like.
And here's Novak. Over the backboard. Diener got him the ball at the 3-point line, and Steve couldn't connect. But he accelerated up the floor, didn't he?
He sure did. He looked like he hadn't missed the last 3 games.
Another miss with the ball, down by 2, Stephen.
That's what Marquette misses, John, in these last 3 games. No one to really push the rock up to create those early scoring opportunities that you can get by fast break.
Top step to the baseline, and the score by Ambrose. He has 6.
No one accused Ambrose of being pretty, but he's getting it done.
Diener off the back iron. Damian Mason up big and strong. Volleys the ball to Novak. Here's Chapman. That's too strong, and David Haywood up to Rashad Caruth. Here's Caruth in on Diener. Contact made, no foul. The basket counts.
That's a pro move right there by Rashad Caruth. Goes with the off shoulder. Doesn't extend the arm, so he doesn't pick up the offensive foul. Great move by Caruth along the baseline.
Caruth has scored 5. 17-15, Southern Miss.
Have to watch Novak and Haywood. That's a physical matchup. Those guys are banging one another hard.
Here's the ball slapped off the...
Look, right, that's right there. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. And down they go. Haywood and Novak. We have a timeout on the floor with 11:27 to go. There's some energy being displayed by Southern Miss right now, leading by 2 points on the road at Marquette in Milwaukee. We'll be right back to the Bradley Center for more Conference USA basketball. Southern Miss's first lead of the day at 17-15 over Marquette in Milwaukee with 11:27 to go in the first half. The Golden Eagle, we can take it easy for right now because they're not taking it easy on the court, are they, Stephen?
No, they're not. Haywood and Novak got tangled up early in that possession. They've been very physical. Novak trying to impose his will, trying to take the smaller Haywood down to the block where he'd have a height advantage. But Haywood's like, no, it's not going to be that easy, partner.
Here's the spin move. Haywood shot won't go from the baseline, and Amoroso with the rebound. And on the run, Southern Miss has outscored Marquette 9-2. Here's Diener. Counted a 3-ball. That's the first field goal for Marquette since the 14:51 mark. We're just under 11 minutes to go in the first half.
Diener needs to give Mike Kinsella, take him out to lunch after the game, freed him up with a beautiful pick right at the 3-point line. Diener had all day to line that one up.
From the double team. Out front it goes, and a 3-point attempt, no good for Michael Ford. A whistle, and stops play inside. And a foul.
Joe Chapman.
At 10:38 to go in the first half. Chapman's first foul of the day.
It's tough keeping those undersized guys off the glass like Forte and Hayward. Milden Ambrose, all 6'5", 6'6", but really tough to keep them off the glass with their effort.
Ambrose in the corner. And across court. And that's covered up with Chapman reaching in along with Amoroso to tie it up. And Marquette will get the ball with the possession arrow favoring the home team.
Great illustration right there why Southern Miss struggles to score in Conference USA. This conference is too good to make one or two passes and try to go off the dribble and beat people consistently. That's why they're last in Conference USA in assist to turnover ratio.
Here's Jackson at the point now. He's guarded by Ambrose. Jackson has scored 2. He got to the baseline and is tied up by Ambrose. That was some play.
Yes, it was.
Jackson had a step on him, but Milton was able to get the held ball, and now Southern Miss takes over. Let's check out our Ameritrade scoreboard. What's going on in the second half with Connecticut and St. John's. Wisconsin leading at Minnesota in the second half. Kansas and Nebraska are playing in the Big 12. They're in the second half. Stanford, Arizona underway. Georgia Tech and Duke tying at 8. Michigan State and Iowa will get together later on our Ameritrade scoreboard. Right here, Marquette with a 1-point lead. Rashad Caruth working on Townsend. The spin into the lane and the fadeaway. Oh, the crawler. And that's 7 for Rashad Caruth. He averages 12.3 points a game. And back in front, USM.
And we talked about USM needing a career game from Caruth. He's on path to that right now.
Townsend will be on the line. 2 shots.
I like Todd Townsend's aggressiveness. We haven't seen that from him earlier on in his career, but he's definitely got the skill set, just lacks the confidence to be a dominant player at this level. But getting back to Rashad Caruth, boy, he's got an assortment of moves getting in the paint. Gets in the paint against the taller 6'7" Townsend, and then the sweet fade like Earl the Pearl Monroe. I'm going back, John.
You are going back.
I'm going back.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that was pretty right there.
One more free throw from the line. Marquette 8 for 11. Add one more. 2 points today for Todd Townsend. So he's 2 out of 4 from the free throw line. We're tied at 19 with 9:39 and counting in the first half.
See, right now Southern Miss has a hard time getting to the free throw line. Besides Ambrose, they don't have anyone attacking the glass like
we were
that.
saying Ambrose gets the basket and will be on the free throw line. Ambrose has scored 8 points now.
See, a lot of times when you come into a game against a team like Southern Miss, they're 1-7 in conference, and coaches have a hard time saying, look, guys, this is not a gimme. You have to come in and play this team tough. You got an undersized, scrappy bunch, and Larry Eustachy is always going to have his team ready to play. These guys are competitive. They just haven't closed out their games in their last 5.
Kinsella fouled Ambrose, who makes the free throw for the 3-point play. 22-19 Southern Miss. Here's Chapman. Townsend moving in toward the baseline. What a nice move. Faking outside, going inside, and scoring. And that's 4 for Todd Townsend. Along with Stephen Bardo, I'm John Rooney, and this is Conference USA basketball. We're at the Bradley Center, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Al McGuire Court for Marquette and Southern Miss.
Good job that time by Ambrose, staying within his game, John.
But missed the turnaround in the volley. That's won by Forte. Here's the shot for 3, and that won't go. Long rebound for Townsend. Diener. Oh, watch him pick up the ball and let it fly. Here's Chapman rimming out on the 3-point try. Forte all the way in, and a foul.
Rare opportunity for Southern Miss getting on the break that time. Forte getting behind the defense. Southern Miss needs to look to attack Marquette like that when they can, John. They need those easy buckets to stay in this ball game.
Joe Chapman committed the foul. That's his second, placing Jason Forte on the line. Forte with the miss. Forte has a soft cast on his left hand. He missed 2 games recently with a broken bone in that left hand, and then came back to play 32 minutes against USF on Wednesday and scored 14 points against the South Florida Bulls.
So we're seeing some examples of toughness on both sides of the court this afternoon. Travis Diener playing through a stress fracture in his foot. Joe Chapman playing through a banged-up knee. Then you have Forte on the other end.
He made 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. 23-21. Southern Miss on the road in Conference USA play. Mason from the wing. Amoroso, low block. Finding Townsend on the wing with 13 on the shot clock. Townsend. Somehow the ball goes to the baseline where Amoroso scores his first field goal, where Southern Miss, those Golden Eagles, thought they had a steal. And Amoroso has 2 free throws to go along with that field goal, and a 23-all game in the first half.
You hit it on the head, John. Somehow it got over the Amoroso, got up in the air, was like, oh, help me. Then he got it off to his teammate.
Caruth with a quick release on the shot, couldn't score it. And a whistle at the end line. The ball is out of bounds as they had Travis Diener for Marquette going over trying to keep the ball in play. We have a timeout on the court with 7:33 left in the first half. Tied at 23. Member of the coaching staff for Tom Crean, and it is great to see him in good health, Stephen.
It really is, John.
He's battled lung problems for so long, and to see him without the oxygen and to be able to walk freely and take part here in what we're doing today, take part in college basketball, that's a wonderful story.
First ran into Trey Schwab at the CBA level, Continental Basketball Association. Was just getting into the ranks and was a great guy then, and people pulled for him then, and then when he got sick, he just had an outpouring of people from around the country in the basketball circles, and luckily he was able to get that transplant and doing great today. Looks great, and as you said, John, love to see him as a part of this Marquette program.
Here we go with Southern Miss and Marquette. 23-all. 15 on the shot clock. Haywood is guarded very well at the three-point line.
Marquette solid right now with the steal.
Here comes Diener. Amoroso gets the layup.
See, John, besides the points, Travis Diener does so many things for Marquette. Pushes the ball up the floor, gets easy shots for his teammates. Played good defense that time as Nate Driggers tried to penetrate.
Back out it comes. On the drive, a foul called in the lane. But Dante Stiggers getting inside the paint.
Boy, I messed that name up pretty good. Dante, a bit.
Caruth on the bench. Right now he has 7 points. And Ambrose has scored 9.
Don't know if they just need to give him a blow or not, but boy, I keep Caruth in the game as much as I could. Able to really create his own shot. Get in the paint. We've seen an assortment of runners. Saw a pretty 3 off the break. Young man has a lot of confidence.
Amoroso runs that down. And a couple of misses for Dante Stiggers. Diener has committed 2 fouls. Remember, he's playing with a stress fracture. His left foot.
You wouldn't know it by watching him move this here in the first half.
Amoroso can't score. Jackson can't keep the ball alive for Marquette. Exploding the other way. Ford all the way in. A shot is blocked and a foul is called. 2 shots coming up for Southern Miss.
Good job by Ford pressing the issue.
Looking like Amoroso with the foul.
See Ford here, John. Crossover dribble, gets a shoulder past Mason and forces the Marquette defense to make a decision. Good job by Ford forcing the issue.
Ford misses that badly as a team. Southern Miss is shooting 75% this season. And so far from the line today, 9 for 12 for Marquette, 2 for 6 from the free throw line for Southern Miss.
And Southern Miss doesn't have a lot of room for error, trying to come on the road and steal one here in Milwaukee. Got to take advantage of those free throw opportunities.
1 point lead for Marquette. Marquette with the ball. Mason. He got the opening with the spin move, and That is 6 in the first half for Damian Mason.
Damian's going to start left, but he's always going to come back right, John, whether it's a crossover dribble or reverse spin. That time avoided the charge, gets into a sweet spot, which is about 10 feet in the paint area, and his athleticism takes over from there.
Townsend was moving as he kept bumping into 4. And Todd commits his first foul. Now let's take a moment to thank our Conference USA corporate partner, Kelly Tires. A good deal on a great tire. We have 5:38 left in the first half in Milwaukee. And back to the free throw line. USM. Singleton checks back in for Southern Miss. Forte goes out. And here's Ford to the free throw line. The last Southern Miss field goal was at 9:28 or 5:30 left in the first half.
A series of runs here in the first half, and Southern Miss able to stay close here lately because of the free throw line getting dominated by Marquette early in the game, but they've closed the gap here quickly in the last couple minutes.
Ford makes 2 from the free throw line and has scored 7. Each team has 18 fouls with 5:35 and counting in the first half.
I like Dante Stiggers is trying to pick up Travis Diener and make him work.
And he did, and Diener shot that one off the glass over the rim. Jackson kept it alive. Jackson takes the pass from Diener, and around it goes for Chapman. Mason to Diener. Quick ball movement. That rattles out. And an inside rebound for Sam Richardson, the sophomore from Edwards, Mississippi.
Great possession on both sides. Marquette really moving the ball well, but Southern Miss not giving any shots open.
Stiggers to a cutting Caruth. And a turnover for Southern Miss. That's the 3rd for Southern Miss in the first half with 5:02 to go. And they're doing a pretty good job of protecting the ball.
They are. You see Rashad Caruth tries to put his head down against Mason. Good defensive position that time, and Caruth stepped on, it looks like Mason's ankle. He's grabbing his left ankle over there on the bench. Have to keep an eye on that.
Caruth on the bench right now with Marquette bringing the ball up the floor. Travis Diener in control. Mason guarded by Ford. Mason right into Ford, and the turnaround is perfect.
Oh, these guys are doing a really good job of maintaining their body control, John. There's a lot of contact on the penetration, and Marquette's floor spacing in their half-court set is so good.
The points off turnovers, Marquette has the edge there. You're 11-4. Here's Haywood. Michael Ford misses the three-point opportunity. Singleton brings it back out front. Ford and Haywood play catch.
Southern Miss was in a 3-man weave that time. 3 penetrating guards.
Richardson with a quick spin move, trying to get it back to Singleton. Out of bounds with 24 on the shot clock.
You see right now,
Rob Hanley comes in for Marquette. Richardson leaves.
Yeah. Need to keep Milden Ambrose on the floor. Having a solid first half. Really the only guy in the paint with a presence for Southern Miss against this larger Marquette squad.
Haywood open from the three-point line, and this is strong. It's too strong. And a foul called against Southern Miss. And that's on Milden Ambrose, his 3rd foul with 3:57 to go in the first half. We have a timeout on the court, and it's a 29-26 Marquette lead. We hope everybody's having a good hair day. It's 29-26 Marquette leading Southern Miss, and Southern Miss got some bad news a moment ago, and that's it. Milden Ambrose is on the bench now with 3 personal fouls. He fouled out of the game on Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a tough break that time. It came in from getting a blow there, John, and comes right in on the first play and picks up a silly foul going for an offensive rebound. Got to be smarter than that. He's having a career afternoon here in the first half and really hurts his ball club with that 3rd foul.
2 shots for Joe Chapman. That's 10 fouls for Southern Miss in the first half, giving Marquette 2 shots from the line the rest of the half. 3:57 to go. Chapman scores for the first time today. banged up a knee against UAB. He finished that game with a career-high 21 points, including 5 3-point field goals. Hit his first 6 shots, including 5 threes.
Joe Chapman coming out of Bloom Trail High School in Chicago Heights, Illinois. Hurt his knee in high school and has really never recaptured the athleticism that he had his junior year at Bloom Trail. But he's a tough kid, guts it out, and starting to find his way here this season.
Southern Miss breaks the pressure. Ford scores. He has 9 first-half points. That equals the 9 that Ambrose put up before he had to go to the bench with foul trouble.
That's what you want to do if you're Southern Miss. You want to make Marquette pay for trying to pressure.
Mason lost the ball out of bounds. Southern Miss with the ball and a 31-28 Marquette lead. Marquette will keep the full court pressure going.
And if Southern Miss this time can get another 8-footer in the paint or get a layup against this pressure, Cream will pull back away from this.
Southern Miss has turned the ball over 5 times.
There it is.
There's Singleton and Mason from the front. Chapman from the backside. And a foul call against Marquette.
Good job that time by Ford getting baseline, drawing 2 defenders and then dropping off to Singleton and drawing the foul. But John, they're making Marquette pay for that pressure. And that's what you want to do. You want to get layups, you want to get good looks and get opportunities at the free throw line for the bigger and not as quick Marquette Golden Eagles.
But now Southern Miss is getting the opportunities from the free throw line, but not connecting. 5 out of 9 so far. This one's in play and good.
And you don't have many opportunities to come in here to the Bradley Center and beat Marquette on their home floor. But
I mean, how quiet has it been here in the first half?
It really has. Southern Miss has got the game to their liking, to their tempo. But you've got to convert from the free throw lines.
Chapman, he got the call on that one. 4 for Joe Chapman, 33-29 Marquette. Inside 3 minutes left in the first half.
Funny things happens to teams that lose their best player due to injury. Other guys have to step up. Joe Chapman is one of those guys from Marquette.
Here's Forte trying to follow the miss by Stiggers. He stayed with it. Forte has scored 3 points in the first half.
Boy, Southern Miss has made this into a street fight.
Chapman is stripped of the ball, and it's out of bounds to Marquette with a hand by Singleton. Marquette's ball with 29 on the shot clock. Diener in, Hanley out.
And you see just the feistiness of Southern Miss. Reflects their mentality of Larry Stacey, their head coach.
Here's Mason with the one-hand push off the glass. And the rebound for Jericho Singleton. Stiggers accelerating and scoring. Dante has his first field goal. 33 all.
Dante Stiggers, recognizing he had Travis Diener on him, wants to test him, took it right to him and got to the glass. Good job by Stiggers.
And Stiggers just picked up his first foul. And 2 shots are coming up for Travis Diener, an 85% free throw shooter. And here's the free throw story. Southern Miss is getting more opportunities, but Southern Miss has missed 5, while Marquette has missed only 3 from the line.
One thing I love about Travis Diener, John, if you go at him and you score at him on offense, trust me, he's going to come back at you when he gets the rock.
And you know that eats away at him, what just happened right there, that missed free throw. And he was able to rattle the second one through, and they scored 4 in the first half. 1-point lead now for Marquette over Southern Miss.
Now you see Marquette pull back from the pressure. Didn't have too much success trying to slow down this quicker Southern Miss team.
Mason with the block, denying Michael Ford an easy close-in shot.
Right here you see Ford. Nice spin dribble to try to alleviate himself from the defensive pressure, but the athleticism of Mason won out on that exchange.
Timeout called and granted. Timeout in Southern Miss with 2:03 left in the first half. There was no chance to get the ball in bounds. Wonderful defense on the inbounds, denying the inbounds pass for Marquette. Rebounding story so far, Southern Miss a 17-9 advantage.
That's what's keeping them in the ball game, John. right there. We talked about not getting killed on the glass was one of the keys to the game, and Southern Miss battling with the smaller guys.
We invite you to join ESPN Plus next Saturday, February 12th, when Quincy Davis and the Green Wave of Tulane visit Rodney Carney and the Memphis Tigers. It's the Tulane Green Wave and the Memphis Tigers, 1 Eastern, noon Central, next Saturday, only from ESPN Plus.
We talk about some athletes, and Rodney Carney from Memphis. Love watching him play. Memphis Tiger team struggled at the beginning of Conference USA conference play, but they find themselves in second place now.
With 22 and counting on the shot clock, Southern Miss. Dante Stiggers. Forte steps into the lane. The fadeaway jumper. And now it's Marquette's ball. Mason up to Diener. Novak in the corner. Nice catch by Diener. To an open Mason for three. Haywood brings that down for Southern Miss. Here's Dante Stiggers. David Haywood gives up the shot for the pass in the corner.
Travis Diener would have 5 assists already in the first half, and his teammates would take advantage of some of these open looks he's providing for them.
Singleton with a great catch, but he's shut off by Novak. A shot for three. Rims in. That goes for Stiggers. He has 5. Marquette by 1 now, coming down to 1 minute left in a very entertaining first half.
Dante Stiggers, last couple seasons, has been a starter for Southern Miss, but has accepted his role beautifully off the bench, providing the offensive spark from 3. Also, tough man-to-man defense.
Well, a pass by Mason to Jackson, just can't quite handle it. And here comes Michael Ford. And it's going to go back the other way. Double dribble to call. Marquette's ball with 43.6 seconds left in the first half. And Larry Eustachius has a 130 win season as a head coach. Coached at Idaho and Iowa State before Southern Miss. And coming up at halftime, we're going to go through scores from the top 20 and set up the other action in Conference USA. Go over the league news and notes. Bring you the highlights and stats of our first half in Milwaukee between Marquette and Southern Miss, a battle of the Golden Eagles in Conference USA play. That's all coming up on our ESPN Plus halftime report.
You know, John, we were looking at the Conference USA this year, and as the conference season started out, we saw teams like Marquette, St. Louis that has had success in the past kind of fall in the lower half of the Conference USA, but we had a 16 tie last year for first place, and it's starting to shape up very similarly this season as Charlotte, Memphis, DePaul, UAB, and Cincinnati all with 2 losses. And Louisville at the head of the class with only 1 loss at 7-1, but shaping up in its last year in this format to be quite a conference race.
Well, teams will be splitting off, some to the Big East, a couple of teams to the A-10, and TCU is going to be going to the Mountain West. But we do have this league set up, and this league has become everything everybody thought it would as far as basketball is concerned. 6 teams made the NCAA tournament last year. So let's enjoy it while we can. Here's Diener. Diener leans and cannot score it. Nice hands by Jason Forte on the end line for Southern Miss. And here is Southern Miss with a 36-34 lead, trying to take that advantage into the locker room at halftime. 10 seconds to go in the first half.
Stiggers trying to take Diener. Oh, nice move.
Short on the fadeaway. Barrow on the rebound. Here's Townsend, and that would not have counted. A 7-1 run for Southern Miss to close out the first half, and a 36-34 lead over Tom Crean's Golden Eagles from Marquette. Travis Diener came off the bench to score 4, but not enough to put Marquette in front at the half. Can't beat fun at the old arena, can you? 36-34, Southern Miss with the lead at Marquette. Conference USA basketball presented by Kelly Tires. Steve Lombardo. I'm John Rooney, and let's revisit the keys to the game we talked about in the first half for Marquette and Tom Crean.
Well, we needed Travis Diener. Marquette needed Travis Diener to control the tempo and score. He's really struggled. 1 of 5 from the field, only 4 points. So it's come up a little short on that end. Then we look at Southern Miss keys. They needed a big-time second score in addition to Caruth. They've gotten that this afternoon. Milton Ambrose, 9 points. And also Michael Ford's come up big with 9 of his own. So Southern Miss has gotten good offensive help to support players in addition to Rashad Caruth with 7 points of his own.
We're ready for the second half. 20 minutes on the board. Marquette with the ball. We hope you enjoy it. It's a 36-34 lead for Southern Miss. Diener with the ball on the wing, looking low for Novak. Novak gets an opening and scores right out of the locker room.
I'm surprised Larry Eustace is not doubling down the attack of Marquette. Whoever Rashad Caruth is guarding, they're going to take him into the block and go one-on-one. Southern Miss may want to double team now.
Jericus Singleton guarded by Todd Townsend. This is Caruth. He scored 7 in the first half and has led Southern Miss in scoring the last 3 games. He's led the team in scoring 7 times overall this season. Ford had a big first half.
He's got to take Marcus Jackson. No way he can stay up with him.
4 on the shot clock, and Southern Miss scores it. 9 for Caruth.
No way Marcus Jackson at 6'8" can stay up with Rashad Caruth and his offensive skills.
Diener feeding Novak. Novak, a bounce through the lane for Jackson. Nice move by Diener. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for the 3-point play attempt.
That's a heady move by the Woodson candidate right there. Let's take a look at Rashad Caruth first, though. He recognizes, looks at the shot clock, gets a little help from Novak, tripping his own teammate, and that's a tough jumper along the baseline, John.
But tough for Caruth on the other end of the floor, committing his 3rd foul. Putting Diener on the line for the 3-point play attempt, and the miss slapped out to Novak and into Diener. Townsend, nice play, and here's Mason. Misses the 3-point attempt. Townsend scores on the putback.
Going on the defensive glass that time for Southern Miss. Larry Eustace not pleased by it.
And he calls a timeout. There's a full timeout with 18:38 left in the second half. And now Marquette is up by 2. And the way the Marquette Golden Eagles have handled the ball, Diener has made a difference coming off the bench. .38 in favor of Marquette. You're looking at number 2, Rashad Caruth. 3 fouls, and I said Caruth with a foul. It was Ford who was trailing Travis Diener. Made the bump right there. Diener with the leaner, and he had the 3-point play opportunity. Only to miss out.
Travis Diener showing you, if you get off balance against him, he's going to make you pay.
We have a double dribble called. Turnover, Southern Miss. Marquette with the ball and a 2-point lead. And the second half is starting kind of the way the first half started. When Marquette jumped out to a 7-0 lead, we see a little more of a charge, a little more energy so far out of Marquette from the beginning.
And unless Larry Eustace wants to watch from the locker room, they can't count on another technical from him.
There's Novak, and he stepped out. They're trying to split a double team, and it cost him a Marquette turnover.
They've tried to work Steve Novak along the baseline this afternoon based on his height advantage at 6'10", playing the 3 position, but he's not very comfortable down there, John. Doesn't like contact, would prefer to stay on the perimeter and shoot the 3.
Haywood out front, and Damian Mason is with him in the Marquette man-to-man. Caruth looks on Townsend. Forte draws some contact, and a foul called against Novak. First foul on Steve. Now the first on Marquette in the second half. Let's take a look.
Watch this pass right here by Caruth. Splits the double team with the bounce pass. And then Forte just strong enough to get it on the glass after the contact. Pretty obvious foul. Yet the home crowd letting the officials know they don't agree.
Forte is 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Southern Miss is a team 6 out of 12.
That's really going to come back and haunt them. They've had great effort this afternoon with 7 offensive rebounds against this really good rebounding Marquette club. And that area they've done well. They've gotten the second scores, John, that we talked about at the open here in the half, but got to convert on the free throw line.
Explosion in the lane there for Mason, but he couldn't convert. Here's Ford with a stutter step drive all the way to the end line. Around to Haywood and then Caruth. Caruth is looking for some kind of opening, some movement off the ball. It's out front to David Haywood.
You see, when you watch Marquette playing the half-court offense, the ball moves. When you watch Southern Miss, you pass and it sticks. Guys like to hold it, pound the ball a little bit. They need a little bit more passing around the perimeter to move the defense. Then they can look at going one-on-one off the bounce.
That's the 8th turnover for Southern Miss. Marquette 6 turnovers. Coming down to 17 minutes left in the second half. Novak looks on 4. The taller Novak is short with his shot. A line drive rebound for David Haywood.
Novak's shot percentage drops considerably when you make him put it on the floor.
Ford did not follow his shot. That made it easy pickings for Diener. Mason with the bullet pass low. Townsend out to Diener. Count it. 3 ball for Travis Diener. His second of the day. He has 9 points overall.
Marquette does a really good job of when they get an offensive rebound or the ball gets in the paint and the big man doesn't have a shot, they look for Travis Diener on the perimeter and find him cross court that time for an open tray.
43-39. Marquette beginning to open the game. Caruth off the miss. Novak, who's falling down, wanted to call timeout, it appeared. They didn't. Here's Diener. Novak's open from the 3-point line.
They run that hunt in the semi-break situation. Jackson, Novak, Townsend will look to screen Travis Diener in the pick-and-roll situation. Somebody usually frees up. That time it was Novak in the 3-point line.
Marquette is on a 10-1 run. 46-39. Marquette with 15:55 left in the second half. 3-point field goals. 4 today for Marquette, 2 for Southern Miss. Dante Stiggers connected in the first half along with Rashad Caruth for Southern Miss. Travis Diener has made 2. So has Novak for Marquette today.
Marquette with their players, John, really Mason and Travis Diener, the only guys really able to create off the bounce. And they're having success this afternoon in scramble situations. Secondary break with a pick and roll. A rebound scramble, look to kick out for a 3 for Diener and Novak. And that's what's gotten them this lead here in the second half.
Off with the sport coat for Larry Eustace. Larry Eustace, 270 college wins as a head coach. Tom Crean, his counterpart, 6th year at Marquette with 117 victories, 55-33 in conference play.
Had a tremendous career. Idaho, Utah State, Iowa State.
Tom Crean was an assistant for Tom Izzo over at Michigan State. Saw what it was like to coach in the Final Four as an assistant and then took his team there. Singleton, number 20. Forte with a nice catch in the lane, drew contact, and he'll be on the line. The foul was on Townsend, his second. We have a timeout on the court. 15:41 left in the second half. From the outside, Marquette has been deadly. Diener with a 3 ball. There's Novak open. Marquette is in front. The Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jason Forte, the free throw coming up. He has scored 5. 6-point lead for Marquette. At the half, Southern Miss had a 36-34 advantage. This one's in play.
Saw a shot of Coach Larry Eustace. Southern Miss started out with a jacket and tie, but Looks like he's ready to come on the court. He's already got his tennis shoes on, John, so may see him up working here pretty soon.
Novak attempting to set a pick. Bounces off of that move and throws up an air ball. There's Mason for the putback.
Novak's going to swear to you that was a pass later on this afternoon. I'm sure he'll tell his teammates that.
Probably so. But it worked.
Yes, it did.
Worked for 2 for Marquette. 7-point lead.
Danger zone here for Southern Miss. They've got to find a way to get some points on the board.
From the baseline. And in the scramble, there is Novak for the steal. Diener on the run. Contact, no whistle. Novak for 3. Count it.
There's that scramble situation we're talking about, John. Marquette tries to suck the defense in. They've got Diener, Novak, and Mason who can spot up along the 3. Kick back out. Get another wide open tray attempt for Marquette.
Biggest lead of the day for Marquette at 10 points. From the turnaround, that funnels in for Ambrose. Ambrose has scored 11. He's playing with 3 fouls. There's Novak. The head and shoulder fake. Now a shorter shot that won't go.
Man, pretty move from Novak. Good drop for him, but I like the use of that hook.
Ambrose on the run, and he's fouled. Townsend closing in, commits his 3rd.
And defensive Townsend, it looked like a good block, but when you go that aggressive to the glass, John, you force the officials to make a call. That time, Milton Ambrose went like he meant it, and they gave him the benefit of the doubt.
And we get that body contact.
That's right. And if you go weak, the officials typically don't give it to you, but if you go like you mean it, good things happen.
Ambrose, an 81% free throw shooter. A 6'6" sophomore. 2 shots here. But he had some foul trouble today and fouled out of the USF game on Wednesday. Mason out. Chapman in. Ambrose with another free throw and 14:09 to play in the second half. Short and Jackson rebounds.
Another missed opportunity from the line. Bring you back within 2 3-point buckets, but all those short.
Diener's short. That's slapped out of bounds. Southern Miss will have the ball.
Right now, look for a set play to get Rashad Caruth either a one-on-one opportunity on a wing or coming off of a pick for an open jumper.
There's Caruth. There it is. Count it. That's a 2. You were saying?
Yeah, they needed a set play to get their leading scorer a bucket. Get off the snide there. Now they're within 6. They can get a couple defensive stops and be right back in the ball game.
Diener, he's watched by Michael Ford. Townsend for Jackson out front.
Nice screen by Diener to free up Novak.
Novak is short with that one. Novak is having much better luck from behind the 3-point line than inside it. Contact. Forte will be on the line. Collision in the lane, and Diener has committed 3 fouls.
Well, I like that move by Ford against Diener. Ford, every time he sees Travis Diener guarding him, he goes right at him and forces him to do something. Watch Ford, crossover dribble. He's going to make Diener play defense, draws a contact. Good job on the shovel pass over to Forte.
Forte has scored 7 points. Number 43, Ryan Amoroso in, replacing Marcus Jackson, number 35.
You know, you have to give this Golden Eagles team from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, a lot of credit. They could have tucked tail here a couple minutes ago, John, when nothing was going right. They've got some defensive stops and gotten to the basket and drawn some fouls to get to the free throw line. Found themselves right back in the game. Townsend's got to look at that 3. He can knock that down.
Chapman inside. He knocked that one down, shooting over Jason Forte.
Marquette continues to pound the inside, looking for mismatches on the interior with their bigger guards and wingmen. Todd Chapman with the bench press deuce off the glass. Nothing but strength on that one.
Ambrose. Long lob pass. Here's Ford.
Look at Ford go at Travis Diener.
Diener stayed with him. Novak on the handoff to Diener for Chapman in the front court now for Marquette.
Amoroso low for Townsend. Amoroso with the assist. Townsend has 8. Conference USA basketball from ESPN Plus, the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where we have Southern Miss playing Marquette. Along with Stephen Bardo, I'm John Rooney. 55-47, and Southern Miss just will not go away. Here's Townsend trying to throw that up over the shoulder. Ambrose commits his 4th foul.
Wow, tough break for Southern Miss.
Ambrose has scored 12. Caruth has 11. 9 for Ford. Novak 13. Mason 10. And Diener 9 for Marquette.
Really tough break the last time down. Rashad Caruth takes the screen and fades to the baseline to get away from Townsend. Has enough space to get the jumper off, knocks it down, but then gets tangled up and bangs his knee, falls down. Townsend runs the floor, is the recipient of a lead pass, and draws a foul. Tough break, because that's Ambrose's 4th foul.
Townsend with another free throw, 9 points today for Todd in the update the scoring. Caruth has 13 points after that shot on the other end of the floor. 7-11. We're going over the leading scores. Another shot for Townsend coming up with 12 minutes left in the second half. Sam Richardson in and Ambrose out.
Saw Travis Diener go to the bench with a much-needed rest. This guy is a battler. Stress fracture and all. He's giving it his all this afternoon.
Double-figure scoring for Townsend. He has 10. 57-49 Marquette.
Got a guy out there playing with a broken bone, basically. And if your teammates don't get after it defensively, Travis got a right to get in somebody's backside and get on him, get him going.
Novak with the rebound. Here's Mason at the three-point line. Low for Townsend. Townsend stripped of the ball and fouled by Sam Richardson, the first for Sam. And a timeout on the floor. 11:34 to go in the second half. And Steve Novak, the junior from Brown Deer, Wisconsin, has scored 3 three-point field goals. Going to the break, I mentioned Steve Novak has 3 three-point field goals. Let's take a look at some of his activity, Stephen, as he has put on quite a surge here in the second half.
He really has. In the scramble situation, you see the defense is sucked in the paint area. Novak roams around the 3 as well as anyone in Conference USA. And he'll swear that was a pass to his teammate, Damian Mason, but
looked good.
And then another scramble situation, loose ball. And then Novak doing something we don't typically see him doing, using his 6'10" frame on the defensive glass to secure the rebound.
That's Steve Novak, averaging 12.8 points a game, and he has scored 13 today. 8 of those points in the second half.
Novak has been one of those players from Marquette, John, that has stepped it up in the absence of Travis Diener. You lose 20 points a game, you got to find a way to do it by committee. He and Todd Townsend, Joe Chapman have all stepped their games up on the offensive end.
Townsend converts on the second free throw. He scored 11 points. 58-49 Marquette.
And you see the Marquette defender slap the floor, similar to what you see with Michigan State and Duke. Trying to pick up the intensity, send a signal to their teammates. They need to stop.
Right now, Southern Miss needs a basket.
The best ball movement we've seen in the second half thus far, right here by Southern Miss.
And there's the double team with an opening in the corner and a 3. That's a 3 for Forte. He has 10.
See, John, they were rewarded that time with offensive patience and ball movement. They got lucky there with the double team on the sideline that time.
That was so close to a turnover.
Yeah, it looked like Hayward was going to turn it over, but very fortunate Forte was found open in the corner.
Stigger's doing a nice job staying with Chapman.
Good pressure defense.
Inside 10 on the shot clock. Moroso dumping it low for Chapman with 4 on the shot clock. Short for Chapman, and that's a violation. They're going to play it in for Southern Miss. So let's take a look at our Ameritrade scoreboard. With 10:21 left in the second half of our game, as Connecticut beats St. John's, Minnesota upended 19th ranked Wisconsin, and Kansas took care of Nebraska. Stanford and Arizona in the second half, with Arizona leading at home in Tucson. Duke and Georgia Tech in the second half, and just underway Michigan State and Iowa in the Big Ten. Right here in Conference USA, Marquette 58, Southern Miss 52. Southern Miss with the ball coming down to 10 minutes left in our game.
Marquette's rival gets shocked this afternoon up in Williams Arena against Minnesota.
Contact and a foul. We'll send Michael Ford to the free throw line.
John, with all this great college basketball this weekend, we can't forget about the Super Bowl matchup in Jacksonville. Who you like?
I really don't care. Being honest with you, I want a good game. Ford at the line.
Well, if we were in a horse game, we had to figure out who was going to win. Who you like in that one? Yeah, I do too. I like Corey Dillon.
Ford has scored 11. And that's Michael's first scoring in the second half. 10 minutes to go. A 4-point game. Not that long ago, it was a 10-point game.
See, right now, Marquette brings Grimm into the game. Basically a screener, rebounder, defender. Not known for a scoring ability.
And there's the steal by Dante Stiggers. Ford. And he'll be on the line. The foul is on Chapman, his third.
Hey, if I'm Larry Eustace, Dante Stiggers has got to be on the basketball floor down the stretch here in the second half. Watch the hands here, the active hands on the defense. Stiggers gets his hands on the ball, quickly turns it into a fast break situation, draws the defense, nice bounce pass. That's a textbook defensive steal transition offense to a bucket. Nice job by Ford on the finish. Nice job by Stiggers on the assist.
The miss on the three-point play attempt for Michael Ford. Diener bumps into Richardson, no foul. Stiggers is watching Diener. Diener spins past him, and that's a hold. Second foul on Stiggers.
Remember, you can always tell when Travis Diener's going to go for his shot. He gets upset with himself, either on the defensive end. He didn't like the contact that time out front by Hayward. Took it upon himself to draw the contact. Watch the spin away from the pressure. And this is a guy with a stretch fracture now. He doesn't look slow this afternoon. Looks like that foot is doing all right.
Nice defense by Southern Miss, forcing a 30-second timeout call for Tom Crean and Marquette. The team fouls, by the way, 6 for Marquette in the second half, 4 for Southern Miss. One more Marquette foul, and Southern Miss will be shooting 1 and 1.
I've been impressed with Southern Miss getting back into the ball game. There was a point at the 12-minute mark. They were in danger. If Marquette scores another point, a bucket, and goes up 10, all of a sudden it's a different ball game. But Southern Miss has battled back. Good defense. Getting to the basket.
The last field goal for Marquette was about 3 minutes ago when Todd Townsend scored. And it's a 58-56 game now, Marquette. We were looking at the 51-41 not that long ago.
That's right.
Marquette to inbound after the timeout. They had trouble getting the ball in play and had to call a timeout.
And Southern Miss doing all this without Rashad Karut, their leading scorer, on the bench. So defense turned the tide for Southern Miss.
Stiggers stays with Diener, and there's the pick by Amoroso. Out of bounds. Marquette's ball with 22 seconds on the shot clock. But your team on the road, and you struggle the way the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss have with 1-7 record, Stephen. But if you hang around, it just breathes life into a team, and we're seeing that from Southern Miss.
It really does. And these guys are battlers. Their record doesn't indicate how hard they play each and every game. And the game plan has been good for them thus far.
Oh, there's Diener with the move of the game.
Travis Diener explodes to the basket between 2 defenders off the glass. Travis is deceptive with his speed, John. He's got another gear that defenders aren't used to seeing until he's past them.
He made that play at a time where Marquette needed a field goal, needed a play like that. It's a 4-point lead for Marquette. Stiggers, Hayward, Richardson moving in on Amoroso. Nice touch, but didn't get the bounce. Ryan Amoroso with the rebound.
Richardson looked pretty poised that time going up against the larger Amoroso. Got a point-blank shot, just didn't drop for him.
Here's Mason.
Hard to penetrate against Southern Miss, John. They've got active hands defensively, especially Ford and Stiggers.
Southern Miss does a nice job of collapsing in the lane. Like Stiggers did when he anticipated the pass and made a steal early. Here's Mason. 4 on the shot clock. Amoroso. He has 8.
Ryan Amoroso is going to be looked upon to have a great career here at Marquette. Talking with assistant coach Bo Ellis before the game. He said Amoroso reminds him of a young Frank Bukowski. A very skilled big man with a tough mentality.
Ford into the lane, but he missed it. Mason runs the floor. Townsend. He's looking for help. And that help is provided by Travis Diener. Diener working on Forte. Amoroso at the three-point line. Amoroso, nice catch. He battles Richardson. Amoroso, the turnaround. And he'll shoot 2 free throws. Richardson commits his second foul. Amoroso will be on the line, and Bo Ellis, one of the stars of Al McGuire's 1977 national championship team, a coach now for Tom Crean. Marquette by 6 in Milwaukee. Conference USA basketball in time for our Cialis memorable moment. And it was at a time where Marquette needed a play, and they took a look to their senior leader, Travis Diener.
Travis Diener, nice fake towards the middle, goes baseline and jumps between the defense off glass. That's the senior savvy. Just what you said, John. Knowing his team needed a bucket, and he goes and creates it.
Ryan Amoroso to the free throw line after the timeout. And Marquette leading by 6 with 7:09 to go in the second half, with Marquette looking for win number 16. Amoroso has scored 9 points. 3 in the second half.
Talking again about Travis Diener. It's a young man that played in the Final Four with Dwayne Wade in that magical run Marquette had a couple seasons ago. So this guy's been on all stages, and he knows what it takes down the stretch.
64-56. Marquette going to his own.
I like the adjustment, John. Southern Miss has been attacking the glass off the dribble just like that.
Jackson gets the miss. Diener out front, shoots the 3. Mason rebounds and scores.
We saw in the first half Southern Miss with 7 offensive rebounds. Now Marquette returning the favor, crashing the glass for second chance opportunities and using their height advantage over the smaller Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
And back to a 10-point ball game in favor of the home team Marquette Golden Eagles. Diener reaches in. Mason in on Stiggers. Amoroso touches the ball out of bounds to Southern Miss.
Good job by the officials coming together, making the correct call.
The officiating crew today: Kerry Sitton, Gene Moniz, and Jackie Sanders. Southern Miss down by 10. Now, what do they have in store for a comeback? We've seen this a couple of times today, where they look to be down and out and ready to just give up the game and then go on a nice run themselves.
Well, Southern Miss right now, they have to alter their game, their attack here in the half-court set because they're going against the zone. But
a one-hand shot there by Ambrose. He has 14 points and playing with 4 fouls.
But they've had 2 really good looks the last couple of times against that zone, John.
How long will Tom Crean stay with that? Mason through the legs, and Mason picks up the ball, calling a timeout. Oh, he's quick.
Yes, he is.
Really quick. Thought that was going to be a jump ball situation. The possession would have given the ball to Southern Miss, but Mason was able to swipe for the ball one more time, get control of it, and call the timeout. Here's what I'm talking about.
Quick hands by Ford, but watch Mason feels the defensive pressure from the back. Secures the basketball, calls timeout. Good job. Southern Miss looking for any kind of break right now to close this 8-point gap.
At the half, it was Southern Miss 36-34. With 5:38 to go in the second half, you see the score right there on your screen, 66-58. Marquette. Southern Miss came in with a 10-10 overall record, 1-7 in the league. Marquette 15-6, 3-5 in Conference USA. The announced crowd today, 14,185. And plenty of gold in the student section. That's something Tom Crean wanted to get going here right from day one on the job. Get the students involved, and he's done a wonderful job of that.
He really has, and he's come from programs such as Michigan State, the Is Zone, where they whited out the Breslin Center, and tremendous student involvement, and that creates a school spirit that can elevate your team when you're at home.
3 on the shot clock. Mason shoots in time, but it's an air ball. And in fact, it didn't even hit the rim. Shot clock violation. The ball goes over to Southern Miss. We talked about the Is Zone. There's so many students involved now. They put them up in the upper deck and call it the ozone.
That's right. An electrifying atmosphere there at the Breslin Center. Although the Fighting Illini went in there and dominated them from wire to wire. Never heard the Breslin Center so quiet. But
it only took you until 5 minutes to go in the game to get into your lineup.
Hey, the #1 team in the country, undefeated. I got to give them some kind of love.
Here's Caruth off the glass. Contact made in the lane and a foul called. And that's on Marquette's Ryan Amoroso, his second.
You know, I've been impressed all afternoon by Southern Miss and their spread offense. They do a good job of spacing to allow their guys the penetration lanes that they need to get to the basket. And when Marquette they help too strong, they're able to dish to one of their cutting teammates. Ambrose and Forte have been on the receiving end of some of those passes for layups.
The officials are going over to the scores table. It's 1-1 now for Southern Miss after Marquette's 17th foul. And the officials are going to take a look at a replay to make sure they have the right man on the line.
Ruth putting his head down on the bounce and getting to the basket and drawing that contact. That's a great way for Southern Miss to get in the game when no time expired on the free throw line. But they've got to convert, John. They've been kind of shaky all day from the line. 13-22, so it's the difference in the ball game compared to Marquette from 17-23.
And this is one of the situations where the officials can come over and talk to the television production truck to say that we need to take a look at this and determine that we have all the factors working properly in the game.
And I like that. The use of technology to get it right. It's like, once again, Caruth saw a mismatch, trying to take Jackson to the basket.
And then off the missed shot, Caruth tried to get it back. Foul was called. And the officials have it sorted out. We're ready to resume with 4:56 left in the second half, and Marquette leading 66-58.
Wow, Jackson got away with one right there. I bet they're going to call Amoroso on the push of Ambrose.
Ambrose to the line. He has scored 15 points.
Milton Ambrose has stepped up big. They needed that second score, John, and he's come through for them this afternoon, despite foul trouble with 4 fouls here down the stretch in the second half.
And down to a 6-point lead for Marquette. Marquette with the lead and the ball. Under 5 minutes to play.
Watch the active hands of Southern Miss here.
Mason with the spin. And the rebound for Milton Ambrose.
And either Caruth or Ambrose would look to score right now.
And that's a Marquette foul on Townsend. 4 for him.
1-1 for Southern Miss, and this is where Southern Miss has to make the free throws count and take advantage of scoring with the clock stopped.
They're doing a good job right now, John. They're really putting pressure on Marquette off the bounce. You got Caruth at the free throw line again, and you got Milden Ambrose, 16 points, a career high with him.
1-1 in a bonus. 14 for Caruth. He averages 12-3 a game.
Ambrose's career high before this game was 12 points against DePaul early in the year. So starting to come on offensively for Southern Miss, and John, we got ourselves a ball game.
Right back to a 4-point game. 66-62 Marquette. Marcus Jackson to the front court for Travis Diener. Diener did not start, but has played much of this game, and he's playing with a stress fracture. Diener muscling his way in, off the miss, and here comes Southern Miss. Ambrose leading the attack. Ford closes.
Boy, Milden Ambrose running the break. Nice decision that time to Ford. It's usually the other way around, and Southern Miss off their defensive pressure right back in the game.
And a foul on Stigers for Dante, his third foul. But Ambrose was running the floor like his feet were on fire. We have a break. Time out on the floor. Under 4 minutes to go in the second half. And with the way Southern Miss has battled back from deficits today, they're going to make it close all the way to the end.
This ESPN Plus game is brought to you by Kelly Tires, a good deal on a great tire. And by Phillips 66. Next time you're empty, fill up with Conoco and Phillips 66 quality Pro Clean gasolines.
The Bradley Center in Milwaukee, and under 4 minutes to go in regulation. Marquette leads by 2, and Southern Miss has battled back from deficits of 7 points and 2 by 10. And off the inbounds pass, a push, a whistle is called. And the Southern Miss foul was on Forte, his first. 1-1 for Marquette now with the Southern Miss team foul number 7.
Looked very similar to one of our highlights that Novak had in the first half. Same play from the inbounds play. Run him off the weak side. Gets a pick from Marcus Jackson. And it should be Marcus Jackson at the free throw line instead of Novak.
Thank you for straightening that out, Stephen. Jackson goes to the free throw line. 1-1. Jackson has scored 3. Marquette leads by 2.
Good box out. Oh, good hustle by
hands and hustle by Townsend, and the dunk from Mason.
Oh, if you're Larry Eustace, that drives you crazy right there. You get just what you want, a missed one-on-one opportunity. Can't secure the rebound. Good hustle by Ty Townsend.
Instead of a chance to tie, his team's down by 4. Here's Caruth. Fade away. Too strong. Mason has scored on the other end. Gets the rebound there. Oh, Jackson with the pick. Stigers hit a brick wall there.
Wow. Teammates have got to come up and help him on that, John. That is a painful thing to have happen.
That takes a player's breath away.
Yes, it does. And hearing and everything else.
Novak for 3. 3 of those in the second half. 4 in the game. He has scored 16.
Novak's been huge. He found his rhythm. It's tough enough to stop a 6'10" guy from shooting a 3, but you've got to crowd him wherever he's on the floor. You got to know it.
Ford for Ambrose. Ambrose has 18. 71-66, coming down to 2.5 minutes left.
I like Ford's penetration to the basket. He makes good things happen every time he puts his head down.
Like Philford.
Yeah.
That's what that play looked like.
Right.
And we have a foul called with Diener running and moving. Stigers commits his 4th foul.
Take a look again. Once again, he gets a nice pick from Townsend. And Rashad Caruth has got to close out quicker. You can't be an arm's length away from Novak. At 6'10", he can elevate right over you with the quick release.
8 team fouls each way. And here's Travis Diener on the line.
Travis struggled from the line.
That's more like it for Diener. There's 12 points. He's 2 out of 4 from the free throw line today. 85% shooter overall in the 2004-05 season. They both this time. 13 for Diener. A 73-66 Marquette lead.
Watch a set play again. They're going to try to get Caruth either off a screen or a one-on-one situation. Nice matchup, man-to-man by Marquette. Almost makes it look like a zone with their help side principles.
Ambrose, somehow he scored that and will go to the line.
Milton Ambrose feeling good this afternoon. Career day here in Milwaukee. He stepped up big time for Larry Eustace and the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss. Look at this crab dribble to the paint. Makes Novak cheat to the left, spins back the other way and has enough strength to get it down.
Look, the touch and spin on that shot.
Yeah,
it's textbook.
It is textbook. Got a couple bad fingers on that shooting hand as well, so surprised he can get that shot down with contact as well as he's done this afternoon. Look at his day right there, John.
3-point play, 21 points. So he extends his season and career high.
That's a tough matchup for Steve Novak. Ambrose at 6'6". Pretty swift of foot, especially in the paint.
Ford is staying with Mason. Novak has scored 16 today. Diener 13. Ten on the shot clock.
Here comes Diener. This is the magic of Travis Diener, being able to create something.
4 seconds on the shot clock, and Mason is fouled by Stiggers. Oh, that's big. Stiggers has fouled out of the game with 1:27 to play.
Wow, you can see the frustration on Stiggers and Ford, their face right now. They work so hard defensively. You see they had him in a bad situation, and Stiggers reaches in. Yeah, that's a tough foul. Stiggers is upset with himself, as are his teammates. Tough break for Southern Miss.
5 points, 1 assist for Dante Stiggers, and he did a wonderful job defensively. But with the clock running down, the timing on that, oh my goodness. Ambrose has 4 fouls, Caruth 3, Townsend 4, Chapman and Diener 3 each for Marquette.
Well, what a break from Marquette. Travis Diener with his back to the basket, past the three-point line with his dribble used up. Finds a cutting Mason, and Stiggers bails him out.
One more for Mason. 73-69 Marquette, and Southern Miss hoping for another miss.
And you see what Coach Crean is doing right now. He's going defense for offense. He'll put Novak in on the offensive end, bring Marcus Jackson in on the defensive end.
Mason didn't miss that time. He has 15 points. He averages 13-2 a game. 5-point lead for Marquette, under a minute and a half to go. Ford accelerates into the lane. Too strong off the glass. Mason cleans the glass again for Marquette. Amoroso handing the Diener and then setting a strong pick.
Well, Ford had a pretty good look, John. 5 foot off the glass. It was under duress, but pretty good look so early in the shot clock for Southern Miss.
Now Diener and Mason collide. Mason saying, wait a minute, I was going this way. You should have gone that way. Diener spinning. Amoroso scoring.
Oh, man. A foul and Ambrose out in the process. What a play by Travis Diener. Setting up Amoroso along the baseline. Watch this penetration. Spin move away from Ford. Draws Ambrose. And that's a freshman, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Amoroso using his body and his savvy along the baseline to foul out Ambrose and to finish. Watch again. Use his body and his strength off the glass. Good job by Ryan Amoroso.
Milden Ambrose for Southern Miss fouls out with 51.4 seconds to go. Amoroso to the line, and there's Ambrose. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist.
That young man is upset right now on the sideline. At 1-7, John, you hate to get so close and come up short, especially on the road.
3-point play.
So dealing with a veteran Marquette ball club that knows how to win games. Only 3-5 in the conference.
Here's Caruth. Mason, another rebound. 40 seconds and counting in the second half. And a foul call. This one on Ford to stop the clock with 35.5 seconds to go, putting Diener on the line, and Diener will shoot 2.
Look at Dante Stiggers on the sideline. That will tell you all you need to know about this Southern Miss ball club. At 10-10 overall, 1-7 in conference play, and when you leave it out there on the floor like that with effort that hard, and you still come up short, it's tough night in and night out to bring the effort needed to get over the hump.
Diener, another free throw. 9-point lead right now. Diener has scored 15 off the bench today for Marquette. For the third time today, Marquette is led by 10.
A guts win for Marquette.
And that's a 3-ball by David Haywood. His first 3-point field goal of the day. His 22 this season. Diener's in the backcourt. And the clock is stopped with 22 seconds to go as Caruth commits his 4th foul.
Travis Diener and Joe Chapman were questionable game time decisions for Marquette. Knowing that their ball club needed to win, they gutted it out this afternoon. Travis Diener started out slow, only 1 of 5 at one point in the first half, but it's come on here in the second half. Now with 15.
He just scored number 16 for a free throw. 22 seconds left to play. Southern Miss's next game is Wednesday at Tulane, and Marquette will be at TCU on Wednesday. 17 for Diener. 81-72 Marquette. Here's Ford. And Jackson rebounds, and Diener holds on to the ball as the Marquette Golden Eagles will run this one out, and they improve to 16-6, 4-5 in Conference USA. Southern Miss drops to 10-11, 1-8 in Conference USA. 81-72. Marquette wins after trailing by 2 at the half, and this was quite an effort today by Southern Miss.
Southern Miss brought their A game with effort and career gains by Milden Ambrose, but comes up a little short. Big win for Marquette, erasing that 86-63 loss in their last game against UAB.
5 players scored in double figures. Travis Diener came off the bench to hit 17, and Marquette won today over Southern Miss 81-72. Caruth scored 15 for Southern Miss, 21, a career high for Milden Ambrose. We hope you enjoyed our telecast from ESPN Plus. For Stephen Bardo and our entire ESPN Plus crew, I'm John Rooney. And this has been a presentation of ESPN Plus, the worldwide leader in collegiate sports television.